And not only Jagdish Chandra Basu, many others, they followed him, like Prafulla Chandra Ray, a great chemist of our country. Though Tata's established first Swadeshi industry with Swadeshi mills in Mumbai and Nagpur, textile mills basically, but Yantra Tantra you understand, no? Tantra is technique, Yantra is machines. These things were brought by Tatas from England or America. But Prafulla Chandra Ray came forward and he established first industry based on science in our country. The science which he could do in his laboratory, based on that he started industry. And he could establish 37 industries in his lifetime. Today we are talking about startups and so many innovative things, and we are pushing for entrepreneurship kind of thing. Imagine this, a Prafulla Chandra Ray, a great chemist of this country, he started 37 industries in our country, and almost half of them were based on India's scientific knowledge, that is specifically Ayurveda and chemistry in India. So in 1901 he started Bengal Chemicals and Pharmaceutical Works, one of the most famous pharmaceutical industry in our country. For the first time he did this, and in 1902 he wrote a great book with a name, The History of Hindu Chemistry, and he narrated the development of chemistry in India from early times till 16th century, and he could provide evidences that how chemistry in Europe is standing on the fundamentals of Indian chemistry. He has given many such evidences. You might have come across that flame test, yellow color, pink color, and many yellow test. Prafulla Chandra Ray has given so many incidences in our history that how Indians could successfully carry out this flame test, and from that flame, color of that flame, they could understand the metals, different metals in that particular whatever clay or whatever you burn over there. So many such things he has given. So what he did, he was a great historian of science, he was a great entrepreneur, he wrote a great history of science and so many things, and he used to teach our revolutionaries how to make explosives. So British people have described Prafulla Chandra Ray as what? I will tell you specific words. He is a revolutionary in the garb of a scientist. That is the description of British police of Prafulla Chandra Ray. He is a revolutionary in the garb of a scientist. So we can understand how he here passed on that knowledge of developing explosives which were used against British rule. So he was a person to teach all those things to our people, our revolutionaries. So we need to understand that how these people were an integral part of that freedom movement. Pandit Madan Mohan Malviya, what he did, he established Banaras Hindu Vishwavidyalaya in 1916. But when Second World War erupted and Hitler was actually crushing Jewish people in Germany, even great person like Einstein was supposed to go away from Germany. He was seeking shelter in different parts of the world. So he was seeking that. Pandit Madan Mohan Malviya wrote a letter to Einstein that I invite you to be a professor of physics in Banaras Hindu Vishwavidyalaya. And I was fascinated when I saw a letter by Einstein when he accepted this invitation. And he wrote back to Pandit Madan Mohan Malviya, say, I am ready to come to India to your university as a professor of physics. But unfortunately that letter by Einstein to Pandit Madan Mohan Malviya reached late in the hands of Pandit Madan Malviya because he was traveling to other parts of our country. And when he wrote back to him, before that, because WhatsApp was not available in those days, first, second Madan Mohan Malviya wrote later. Next second, Einstein said yes. Next second, oh, we invite you as a. It was not, those were not such days. So, till his letter reached Einstein, Einstein had to come out of Germany and he went to America and he became professor at Princeton University. Just imagine this. Today I call it as a science diplomacy. So all our people were interested and they were knowing what is happening around the globe, what kind of geopolitics is going on, and what is the great value of inviting Einstein to India as a professor of physics. So they could understand, because they had a sutra in their mind, equation, शत्रु का शत्रु वो अपना मित्र. जो कूटनीति होती है ना, डिप्लोमेसी होती है, जियोपॉलिटिक्स इस पर चलता है. शत्रु का शत्रु वो अपना मित्र. इसलिए so he invited Einstein, who was residing in Germany, and Subhash Chandra Bose followed the same way. First he went to Kabul and from there he went to Germany to seek help from Germans against British people. So we need to understand all these things. So our people were clever enough to understand geopolitics in those days, and they were thinking of making use of those equations in the Europe, because Germany and Britain were fighting with each other. It was a horrific battle which they fought as a Second World War. So let us understand all these things, and many such things are there. Even IISc, one of the greatest institution of science in our country, that was established in 1908, and many of you must be knowing this fact that when Swami Vivekananda was traveling to America for the first time, fortunately or by chance, Jamshedji Tata was a fellow traveler of Swami Vivekananda. In 1893, both were not popular people in people's eyes. No one was knowing about either Swami Vivekananda or Jamshedji Tata. But in 1898, on 23rd of November, Jamshedji Tata wrote a letter to Swami Vivekananda that is available on internet, and that is available on the archives of Tata website also. So what he writes, Jamshedji Tata from Esplanade House in Mumbai, that is the headquarters of Tatas. He writes, "Dear Swami Vivekananda, can you recall me as your fellow traveler when you boarded a ship at Yokohama? Because in the first leg of that journey, both were not together. Jamshedji was visiting Japan because Japan was doing great strides in the development of science and technology at that point of time. Even in that journey from here to Vancouver in today's Canada, that entire journey was in two parts. First leg got finished in Japan and Swamiji stayed in Japan for 12 days. And his next leg started after those 12 days, and when he boarded a ship, he could find another Indian sitting over there on the deck, and they could spend 15 or many such days over there together. And they could exchange different ideas about the great development of their motherland. We need to and read out that entire letter. So what he writes, "Dear Swami Vivekananda, can you recall me as your fellow traveler when you boarded a ship at Yokohama? And we did exchange many things. And in our discussion, we did think about establishing two kind of institutes in our country. One for natural sciences, another for humanistic sciences. That is social sciences. Today's social sciences is nothing but humanities kind of thing. And we know that the first institute for natural sciences is Indian Institute of Science. And even if you go to Bangalore, people, they call it as Tata Institute only. Even to any auto rickshaw driver, if you say, I want to go to IISc, that poor fellow will not be able to understand. If you say that, oh, Tata Institute, then immediately he will take you at right place. So in Bangalore, people know that as Tata Institute. But the fact is, it was when that got established in 1908, Jamshedji Tata was not alive. He died in 1904. Swamiji died in 1902. It was a responsibility of Dorabji Tata, the elder son of Jamshedji, and from Swamiji's side it was Bhagini Nivedita who shouldered that responsibility. And together they had a great fight with Lord Curzon, because in 1905 Curzon became Governor General of our country, and he was stopping all kind of initiatives by Nivedita as well as Dorabji Tata. So Nivedita has written beautiful articles about this entire process or the effort which both of them could do together. And she writes that in our country, a man who is not the richest man in this land is ready to donate 30 lakh rupees for the establishment of this institution. But the expenditure to establish this institution is 74 lakhs. So from where we should get that remaining amount? Bhagini Nivedita is making an appeal to Indians. Out of 74, 30 lakhs is ready with Tatas. What about rest money, amount? So she went to Maharaja of Mysore, who donated 375 acres of land to establish this institute. So today you will find a Tata's statue as well as statue of Maharaja Mysore, but unfortunately there is no statue of Swami Vivekananda in that campus of IISc. And people today are resisting for establishing Swamiji's statue in IISc. See, unfortunate part of it. But this has happened in our country. Swamiji was of the opinion that without science we cannot progress. So for the development of our country, we need to establish scientific laboratories and institutions in our country. So how science was used by our own patriots for the sake of, or they carried out struggle with science in their hand in those days. So many such incidences are there, and we need to understand today we are all taking pride in the development of science and technology in last 74 years. But all this science and technology was developed through institutions which were established by our own people in pre-independence era with great nationalistic ideas in their mind. We are standing on their shoulders. Foundation was laid down by these great patriots for the development of science today. Today IISc is one of the greatest institutions of our country, not only in India but throughout the world. IISc is the only institution from where Indian could get first Nobel Prize in the domain of science. We are still waiting for second Nobel Prize. But let us understand the glory of establishing these institutes with national ideas in their mind. So that is how they initiated a Swadeshi movement in the domain of science to achieve Swatantrata when Britishers were ruling this country. So today when our Prime Minister has declared that we will celebrate this 75th year of our Swatantrata, he has given us 5 basic ideas based on which we are supposed to observe this year. He has described those 5 things as 5 pillars of this celebration. The first one is freedom struggle. We need to understand what kind of freedom struggle was that? What happened actually in that freedom struggle? As I have given some brief idea about struggle carried out by scientific people, but people are generally unaware about it. So we need to understand this. So we are today trying to make our people aware about unsung heroes of freedom struggle. They are all unsung, untold stories of freedom struggle. I have narrated few before you. So we need to understand, first pillar is freedom struggle. Second one is ideas at 75. That is the second pillar. Third one is achievements at 75. What we have achieved in this great journey of 75 years of Swatantrata. Fourth one is actions at 75. What kind of actions are essential for the better and progressive future? And fifth one is resolves at 75. What is our sankalp? Resolve. Resolves at 75. So we need to take care of all these 5 pillars, and based on these 5 ideas, we are supposed to observe this year of 75th year of independence, Amrut Mahotsavi Varsha of Swatantrata. So let us try to do many things based on these 5 pillars. What I have told you is about the first pillar, freedom struggle, and what was the role of scientists and domain of science in taking that struggle forward in those days, and how we could gain or achieve Swatantrata through these efforts also. So as a Vigyan Bharati, which is a Swadeshi science movement of this country, of today's Bharat, so it is our responsibility as a institution or organization in the domain of science to make our country people, countrymen aware about this glorious stories or saga of scientific struggle against British Raj. So let us try to understand this. Vigyan Bharati is trying to explore many such things in our freedom struggle about science and role of science in that struggle. Namaste.
చాలా అద్భుతమైన మార్గం చేసింది సార్. ఇట్స్ వెరీ spellbounding and very inspiring to learn about all these things and great scientists of India in their role in the freedom struggle. And the institutions played a role in the freedom struggle. Thank you, Jayanji, for your very excellent talk on the topic. Now we will break 10 minutes for tea. Then we again assemble here. We will have an interaction with Jayanji, and then we will break for the lunch. After tea break, we will assemble again here for the interaction session.
కింద పొంగు కింద టచ్ అవుతుంది మైక్ కదా.
I to fill in the form. I will send you a member of. I will send you link which you can join your Aadhaar card. Actually, I work there. I'm not a member there also. But actually, once I come to my you are also from years. So I have a connection with people and work with him for a long time. So he always used to drag me whatever program he's doing to coordinate, conduct, organize. So there I met the Jayanti also. So now my first time second time here, we are making so good there also. But on online class, I have watched one online class. So I will send you the links with the 9926 now. 4045. Together we can do many good programs. That's what I am doing. So I can support you because things are like Yuva Shakti. I was just hearing, but Yuva Shakti also, Yuva are here now. Your name is Prashanti. Dr. Prashanti. విన్నాము అప్పుడు పడి పట్టి I was just out of curiosity, I was just listening